Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are watching their Megxit dreams blow up in a pile of smoke, and it's a glorious thing to see. They're hanging on by a thread, striving to survive in Hollywood, and it's not looking promising. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have had failure after failure, and now they're watching their past allies become their biggest critics. The blame game, shifting the blame, another victim tactic. Harry and Meghan are now separating themselves from Polo. All bets are on Meghan Markle's cookery show coming out sometime in 2025. But the question is, can Meghan Markle rise from the ashes like a phoenix and save her Netflix deal? Or is this truly the final nail in the coffin for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle? You guys, we have a lot of juicy royal daily tea to get through today, so you know what to do. Sit back and relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get into the royal daily tea. Well, guys, the holidays are fast approaching, and now is the time that we all need to start thinking about buying gifts for our loved ones and ourselves. Now, y'all know I am partnered with the lovely Analucia Diamonds, and she has just launched a beautiful, revolutionary jewelry cleaner. You guys, this is the most exquisite thing I've ever seen. Now, the jewelry cleaner comes in a radiant-shaped diamond glass bottle and has a levitating stand for you to display when you're not using it. Now, it does come with an all-for-one cleaning solution that you can use for all of your gemstones, your gold, your silver, your rhodium, even your gold-plated jewelry. It also comes with a brush and a magic cloth where you can shine up the rest of your jewelry. Now, right now is the best time to purchase the jewelry cleaner as it's on sale. The more you buy, the more you save. You can get one for $69 or the bundle for $3 for $60 each. On top of that, you can save an additional 20% off by using code RDT20. She is also offering a 30-day money-back guarantee and free shipping. So I hope you will take advantage of this wonderful deal. The link will be listed for you down below. Now let's get into today's video. 3 flops and you're out. Now this may be the case with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle as yet another one bites the dust. Polo was just released on December 10th and is now their 3rd flop in a row. Kind of a record for Harry and Meghan. At this point, their flops are outweighing their hits. They've only had one real hit, which was their Netflix series back in 2022. Now, we are going to get into the 2-year anniversary of the Netflix series in another video. We're going to kind of revisit that and break it down. Now, Netflix is definitely starting to scratch their head and asking themselves, is the juice worth the squeeze? And they've gotten very little juice for a lot of squeezing. Now, we know in April of 2025 is the 5-year anniversary, the 5-year mark of their huge $100 million Netflix deal. And is the juice worth the squeeze? I would say no. I think most of us would nod our head and say no. They've only gotten one hit in 5 years. Again, 3 strikes and you're out. Now, a lot of people, of course, they're banking on the future of her cooking show, but I don't think that's looking really good. Now, another thing, it seemed like Netflix already knew this was going to be a flop. So far, it hasn't even broke the top 10. And we all know when a series comes out on Netflix, they have the coveted top 10 place. They even have several different categories. So they had several chances to make the top 10, and it never made it. Now, Netflix doesn't look like they actually put in a lot of money into the promotion of this series. They did a single trailer to YouTube, and that was it. They didn't do a big poster. They weren't constantly promoting it. In my opinion, they already knew the writing was on the wall. They saw the mistakes and the money that Spotify spent on Meghan Markle's archetypes, which is RIP, dead and buried. So they thought, you know what? Harry and Meghan have done the bare minimum. They have been a complete nightmare to work with. She's been a complete pain in the arse. Rumor is Netflix is completely exhausted by Harry and Meghan. So now they have this show come out. Nobody was really happy about it because they wanted juice. They wanted Harry and Meghan to spill the tea because that is what people are interested in. Nobody's interested in being lectured to or listening to Meghan Markle in her gravelly voice do her word salad speeches. They want the goods on the royal family. That's it. Because that is all Harry and Meghan are worth. They're a one-trick pony. No pun intended, but they're a one-trick pony. And in the Polo show, they sprinkle a little bit of Meghan doing her little Espanol, which was a yawn. No one could save this series. So they tried to ramp up the drama, but they put it with all these unknown people in a Polo show, which nobody was interested in. Not even Harry's pals were interested in the show. They were already mocking it and talking behind his back. This is the sport of uber rich people. And, like I said, the population out there is not uber rich. This was a very bad choice to do a show that nobody really watches. No one's interested in the sport. Then you put a whole bunch of unknowns, which are a bunch of rich, spoiled people. It was boring. It wasn't even interesting about learning about the background of Polo. I thought it would be more educational. It was boring. It was a snooze fest. So now Harry and Meghan are backing away. They're acting like, well, we didn't have any control. It's not our fault. We're just the executive producers. We're just the people who came up with the concept. But clearly, it is not our fault. Now, that's kind of funny and contradictory because earlier this month, actually, when it first came out, the co-executive producer praised Harry and Meghan for their dedication to the show, saying they were very hands-on, step by step. Now, the other executive producer and showrunner, his name is Milos Ballack, he said that this was pretty much Harry's baby. Okay, he was the one kind of running the show. It was his true vision that they were bringing together. It was the light bulb moment that they had one day when they were, in the parking lot at a polo game where he thought, oh, I know, let's tell the world about polo. Now, the gentleman who is the co-executive producer, he's an award-winning producer. He has done a lot of shows for Netflix. Currently, he is the co-executive producer for Ryan Reynolds' show called Welcome to Wrexham on FX. And it is very, very popular. So you have a man who does have a track record of knowing what he is doing. Now, he said about Harry and Meghan, quote, they were wonderful. They were extremely hands-on. They really had a vision for trying to get polo to be accessible to a wider audience. Prince Harry knows the sport inside and out, and to be able to have him as someone to bounce ideas off of, and then also to get notes from. He said, maybe if you edit it like this, the polo will just feel more exciting, or maybe you can make sure that that point is played out like this because that's how you keep it factually accurate. Ballack went on to say to have a polo expert in-house with him was so special. I think a lot of projects have executive producers that can give some great notes, but it's very rare that you have someone who's truly an expert in the subject that you are documenting. So again, he also talked about how Harry wanted to make sure that they had this very, very exciting father and son duo to be a part of the show. And he thought their storyline of the father and son competing against each other would make for great TV. So obviously, Harry was very aligned with who was on the show, the characters, and the storylines. He knew 100% it was going to be about the players, it was going to be about the drama, kind of turning it into a quote housewife series because, again, Netflix wanted them to bump up the drama because drama sells. So I believe 100% he knew exactly what they were filming and what they were doing at all times. But now, of course, that they're getting like a 2 out of 5 stars from The Guardian, it has like a 27 score on Rotten Tomatoes, and people are just panning it as awful. Now they want to shift blame to other people because nothing is ever Harry and Meghan's fault. Again, the perpetual professional victims of Montecito are now crying foul. We had no idea. We had no control over the direction of the show. The guy said you were there every step of the way and you picked the players and you picked the storyline. I don't believe that for one moment. I believe Harry and Meghan are just monetizing and banking on their royal titles and their fame because they think that's enough. But it's not. Hollywood and the rest of the world, we work. We work in folk. We don't live off of, trust funds and inheritance the way that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle do. So Harry and Meghan are now getting a little bit of reality that maybe perhaps they're not cut out for Hollywood. Hollywood is a very cutthroat entertainment industry. Well, everything is about numbers and views and algorithms. So their show tanked, and they really only have themselves to blame. But of course, they did the bare minimum. They didn't do any marketing for it. They're just relying on the fact, well, we're Harry and Meghan. So obviously, it's going to be a hit. Well, the numbers don't lie. And they're ranking this as a huge failure. So now everything is banking on Meghan Markle's upcoming cooking show. But as we mentioned in several other videos, it's not looking good. If I was a betting gal, I wouldn't be betting on American Riviera Orchard. Again, ARO, known as DOA, dead on arrival. Y'all, that's about another tombstone. She's going to be RIP in the cooking show. She has an uphill battle fighting against Harry and David. She has the trademark office, which is not happy with Harry and Meghan and their trademarks, putting them back to the drawing board for another 90 days to correct 101 million elementary mistakes, which I don't know if she can correct in the 90 days. Now, if she doesn't get it all together and get that Christmas miracle on Christmas morning, she's going to have to start all over. And there's no way you can have a cooking show with a product in March. Now, they might come out with the cooking show just to kind of save face and get it off the table, but having a matching product may or may not happen. Now, we know that they were talking about the whole Netflix home series where they're having those Netflix stores and that they were going to sell Meghan's product in the mall. But again, without a trademark and with another company fighting them, that's going to be a very uphill battle. Not to mention they have a problem with the logo. They have a problem with the name. Again, this is not looking good for Meghan Markle. I don't see how her cooking show or American Riviera Orchard is going to be the saving grace that they need to resurrect their career from the dead. I don't see Meghan as a raising phoenix from the ashes. As a matter of fact, I see her on the Titanic rushing toward that iceberg. That's what I see happening. So on top of their complete failures and embarrassment, flop after flop after flop, their past allies are now pointing out their failures. You know, the Cut magazine, where she got that poor woman fired for talking about her guttural sounds that she was making, or how she told the story that Meghan cares about the people and that she was driving little Archie to school and she made the bodyguard pull over and throw some water at homeless people because they care. Because they care. And they were chucking water up at the homeless people in Montecito, right? So that interview was hysterical because that woman was really, she painted the truth. I mean, she had the good and the bad, but it was hysterical. And Meghan got her fired. So now the Cut magazine has come back and said everything that Meghan Markle does is a flop, pretty much pointing out that she's a complete disaster. Y'all know there's got to be some major plates flying in Montecito. Now, everyone is saying that her cooking show is going to be this big thing and everything is riding on the cooking show. But again, I don't know if it's actually going to come out, considering the fact they've had 3 flops. Does Netflix want to invest in another flop with Harry and Meghan? Now, rumor is that she's got some really big guests lined up on the show. I have a feeling it's probably going to be the same boring people that she had on her Archetype podcast. But what do y'all think? Do you think that cooking show is actually going to see the light of day, or do you think they're going to cancel it before it's released? Let me know what you think, guys. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to see y'all in the next video. Bye, guys.